Welcome back into Pattrn. Some of our favorite animals are feeling the pain of climate change. While you've probably heard about the decline of penguin colonies found in Antarctica, but they're not the only ones.
Right. We get to look at African penguins. They are in just as much danger as their habitat faces numerous threats. Melissa Long from the Georgia Aquarium joining us now with some very special guests. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
Great. Who is this?
This is Zuri. She is one of our African penguins, and she was hatched at the Georgia Aquarium 10 years ago.
Okay.
Zuri
So
wants
she's
to get
10
down
years
and
old.
walk, I think.
She
Zuri
might.
wants,
You
okay,
can
so
ready for the
you can let her down if you want. She seems very antsy, if you will.
Yes, she loves to explore and
there
go
we
new
go.
places.
And they're off. We got another one joining too.
We don't know where they're
What's the
gonna
name
go.
of the other one?
That is Nalo, and he's
Nalo.
also 10 years old and was also hatched here at the Georgia Aquarium.
Okay, good.
So how are they doing? Obviously, we think of Antarctica. We talk a lot about those penguins, but when it comes to penguins not in those frigid climates, how are they doing generally?
So they are actually endangered. There's only a little over 10,000 breeding pairs left in their natural environment, which is a 98% decline over the past 100 years.
Of the African penguins?
Of the African penguins specifically.
Oh my goodness.
So if we don't see a change in the next, little bit here, we could potentially lose them in the next 10 to 15 years.
10 to 15 years.
And that's all due to the climate.
All due to the climate,
because
as well
it's
as some other
warming. They
threats
don't
as
like.
well.
I mean, all penguins don't need to be in snow and ice all the time.
Correct.
Obviously, they're in a bit of a warmer climate. You were saying closer to like a San Diego climate where they live in Africa. Do they need the temperatures? If it gets too hot, they can't process their whole systems, or what's the problem?
So yeah, there's a few things that are happening. One is that the weather is causing our ocean water's temperatures to rise. And so what that is causing is a lot of the fish to actually swim further off into the ocean. And that also causes our African penguins to travel much farther across the ocean and away from those nests that could have eggs or chicks in them.
What are their predators?
Natural predators are going to be the great white shark and the Cape fur seal.
And how are they doing?
They're doing okay.
They're doing
So
okay.
they're all
I
right.
just wonder how the sharks, because we talk about sharks a lot as well, and I just wonder if that's
their numbers
impacting them as well.
are struggling a bit as well.
So is there anything, I mean, we live in, North America, where like those things are so far away. It's hard for us to relate. Some people
Right.
see the famous polar bear on the dwindling ice cap, but I mean, what can we do for these guys?
That's a great question. There's a lot of things that we can do. One big threat that they are facing is pollution. So a lot of that single-use plastic especially is ending up in our oceans. A lot of those plastic straws, plastic bags that can look a lot like their fish or squid that they do eat. And unfortunately, if they do ingest them, it could be fatal. So I know even though we're really far away from Africa, our actions can make a big difference.
Yeah, I mean, that plastic goes all the way around the globe.
It does.
Are you seeing them starting to migrate a little farther north at all, or to different areas yet? Have you started to see that movement?
Not as much. There are some areas that are protected areas for them when it comes to habitat destruction, so that is a good thing that is happening. But another great way that we can help them out is eating sustainable seafood. So the Georgia Aquarium's website has a seafood savvy guide that lets you know.
Great.
Yeah, it lets you know
what's sustainable. That's fantastic.
Exactly. So it lets you know the different types of seafoods that are sustainable and the different types to try to avoid if you can.
These guys are just like, where are we?
What is
this
happening
is
right
crazy.
now?
Melissa, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Ziri and
Nala.
Nala,
Yes.
thank you too so much for coming. We appreciate you and your kind. This is Melissa Long from Georgia Aquarium. We really appreciate you guys for being with us. And of course, you guys, we chat stories like this and many other stories. You could find us on Pattrn on our social media platforms for more information.
That we can.